There we are.
Yay.
Now we're live. Yes, excellent. We're now live. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. So here, actually, to my side, actually, we've got Lena, who's not down under.
You have to change that, Hoagie. We can't cope.
And Lady G's be like, all right, let's do a quick. Here we go. Let me just do this. Let me just go like that, and then that should do it. Are we swap-a-rood? Oh no, has it not worked? Oh, let's try this way to this way. Let's just see here if that's going to work this way. See if it's going to work backwards. Did it swap-a-rood?
No. Oh, phew.
It did. Order is restored. I was just asking the ladies backstage, folks, if they've been having the same button issues with StreamYard. So sometimes you click on it, the button doesn't work, or thing doesn't start on time, etc. Anyway, we are here. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Many of you piling in to the chat, etc. Busy show today. So as usual, let's just dive in. But I was just saying we've got to make sure that we have a little bit of Shakespeare in there somewhere to give us a little bit of levity in these rather testing times. And Lady G, before we begin, would you mind telling us where you are in your beautifully fitted?
Well, of course, I'm in the Cosmic Gypsy Prius V. But I'm hunkered down at a truck stop in Arizona at the moment.
Wonderful. And as you know, Lady G is ever the nomad, intrepid nomad. Traveling around.
Absolutely.
And what about you, Lena? Do you have any? You've been in Australia for longer than 10 minutes. What's going on? Surely you're not going to.
Oh yes. Well, my feet are nailed to the floor at the moment.
Okay, so no travels yet, but maybe next year then. Maybe next year you've got things coming up. All right. Well, let's kick off with the show, and on this occasion we're starting in my own country. Oh, yeah. Question for the UK. Now, it's not made international news, but for those in the UK, they are aware of it. So this is coming from Nick Minks, and she says, will there be some agreement between farmers and the Labour UK government in regards to the inheritance tax that they want to introduce? So for those that don't know, Labour, let's just say they didn't follow their manifesto at the election. Let's just put it that way. And there's been this very controversial tax, which is this inheritance tax on farmers, and they're now worried that many farms will actually have to potentially close, all of these kind of things, and where will we produce our food, etc., and all that stuff. So I thought we'd just do a quick pull on that to see if there might be a
huge tax on tractors. So
really,
that is disgusting. It just kills family farms.
Right,
they
which we need
pounds on a tractor. No,
exactly. And we need independent family farms to protect us from massive corporation takeover of agriculture. So
exactly.
You guys know already my feelings. Yeah, you know my feelings about Sir Keir Starmer. I said he's a douchebag from the get-go, and I'll always keep saying that.
Darling, we'll have to compete for the most insults for Keir Starmer. I can't begin to tell you how much I loathe this man. Did I not say 3 years ago he was a mistake?
Yeah. The Tories had to go, but it was just like, I just knew he'd be bad.
But he is a Tory. He's a closet Tory.
Yeah, but
there's nothing Labour about this man. And for US viewers, Labour is the Dems.
Yeah.
He's the new Dem Prime Minister.
Oh,
and
no, he's
what about his first action was to stop the subsidy for pensioners on heating?
Yeah, it's true, folks. It's true.
He's disgusting. I think he'll go. We should read on that sometime. I think there'll be a spill.
So shall we see it? Maybe we should get Shakespeare out on Sir Keir Starmer to start off the show.
Oh yes, we will. We will.
So let's see.
So what's our actual question? The inheritance tax.
Yeah. Will there be some agreement between farmers and the Labour UK government in regards to the inheritance tax that they want to introduce? So maybe there might be enough pushback. Let's see. And then we'll get Shakespeare's opinion of Starmer.
Starmer.
Yeah.
Ghastly creature.
Let's see. Oh. Ooh. Let's have a look.
Oh.
Labour farmers will be in agreement. Who's ready to go
I've
first?
got lots of pentacles here. Do you want to go, Lady G?
I'll go.
Go for it.
Reading's about feeling a bit tied up with this, what's going to happen, because the energy coming into it is they're having a nightmare scenario about a victory, but the challenge is what's being birthed with an outcome of justice. And underneath of it all, it says rapidly, they don't like the harvest, if they put this in there, what they're going to get out. So they're working on, heavy justice, the sort of truth here. And this is a worldwide thing. They need to have food. They can't put these people out.
Yeah, put them out of business.
Yeah, and they're putting them out of business at the same time as everything costs more from the EU because of the correctness decision of Brexit. Yeah. So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah. It's just, doesn't make sense. It's almost like it's sabotage, really. But Lena, what do you have?
Well, money. The first card was the inheritance card. We're talking about the inheritance tax here.
Yeah.
So farmers, on the one hand, are looking to some sort of compromise and reasonableness with this Six of Pentacles. However, now here's the card of getting away with what you can get away with. This will be Starmer in the dead of night. And these next two cards are interesting in the sense of part of the discussions, and there will be discussions, is, and partially because a lot of aristocrats own rural land in the UK. Let's not pretend. It's still owned by lords and barons and earls and stuff, not to mention the top royals. So there will be negotiations, but what the farmers will be pointing out is you'll have to get your food from everywhere else, and it has to be transported. So apart from costing more at source, it's going to cost more. So I think there's a chance it might not go ahead because it's so stupid. It's so gobsmackingly stupid. There's a chance.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And just so you know, everyone in the UK is just scratching their heads about this and going, what? What?
It's not as though it's a vote for the other side.
Yeah, and it was not mentioned in the manifesto, anything like that. So it's kind of like Labour's kind of gone a bit AWOL and off the rails, to be honest. And but anyway, so with my cards, here we go. Agendas, secret, hidden agendas. I can't even fully let rip here on how much I want to say what I know about.
Me too.
But let's just let the cards do the speaking. He's doing this for secret agendas, not known to the public, but there's certainly there machinations and stuff like this under the surface. And one of the shadow interpretations of this card, it can actually have quite a predatory nature. When you're reading for ordinary people and this comes up, you know they're working on their spirituality and stuff like that. But when you see this coming up in politics, it's bad news. Yeah, you know. slicey dicey. This card, the High Priestess, with all due respect to the High Priestess, but we're reading on politics. So if we look here in the obstacle position, I actually got the 8 of Wands as well, like Lady G, but we can actually interpret it as reversed. So when it's the right way, you know, things moving forward. This also deals with entrepreneurship, business, etc. It's literally like a halt to business. Yeah. It's like a spanner in the works. It's like they've come along and thrown a stick. You know, when kids used to throw sticks when you're cycling along to jam the wheel. It's almost like that. This petulant, I've got an idea what the secret agenda is, but we might have to leave this for other shows when things, you know, develop more. But anyway, either way, the blowers are out. Yeah, the trumpet is out. Everyone has rumbled. Labour, and everyone's asking themselves, what on earth is this really about? So they've kind of basically getting their asses burnt on this, and I really hope they do get roasted, because it really doesn't make sense. Like Lena said, it's difficult enough being out of the EU and then having maybe our food chains compromised, etc. I know Labour says, it won't always apply. It's not the point. It's pouring cold water on an industry that's already struggling. Yeah. So if we look here, we have the Page of Wands. Wands, of course, all about passion, entrepreneurship again, but this is the spokesperson. Yeah, this is the orator. So I think what is going to be is that farmers are going to make powerful arguments, but there may even be advocates for farmers, very powerful as well. When you talk to, like, when you're talking about people, landed gentry, let's put it that way as well, and other people, the farmers might have more allies than they actually expect. And then if we look here, a few people are going to be you know, pulling the strings to kind of do as much as they can. So I don't think this is going to be an easy fight for Labour. It could be quite a bruising one. And obviously the Tories are just absolutely cackling like hyenas at just how kind of badly they've started. But I think the farmers are really gonna lay down the gauntlet here, because this really is important. We need food security, not food insecurity. So anything to add to that, ladies, before we ask Shakespeare?
Well, only to say it's important for Americans to keep an eye on what's going on in the UK. That's why it's good if you're tuning into this channel, because I know you know the term Brexit, but what it is exactly what Trump's proposing, right? Isolating America and then introducing tariffs, because Brexit means the UK has to now pay more for everything. So it's important. There's a connection between Brexit and the Trump fantasy.
Yeah, that's a worthwhile saying, and a very good point. And the tariffs is a really, really bad idea. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that's, you know, Duck L'Orange just being Duck L'Orange, wanting to throw a few hand grenades around. But if that happens, then it's really not good and it doesn't bear worth talking about. But whose turn is it to call? I think Lady G, I think it's you. It's you.
Okay.
I think so. All right. So this is what the Bard thinks of Keir Starmer. This is so you tell me where to start.
Stop.
Let's see. Have I read on this one? Have I read on this one? I think I might have read on this one before. 1 minute. Ask me again.
Not on Keir.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Not on Keir, but I do recognize it. It has come out a few times. Let's go one more time. All right, Lady G, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay, right. It says here, so this is from the Comedy of Errors, and this is what the Bard thinks of Keir Starmer. A fortune teller a needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, a living dead man.
That's him.
I mean, there you go. I'll read it again. A fortune teller. Yeah, because that's very pertinent, because none of this was mentioned in the manifesto, by the way.
Yes.
None of it. And there's been a lot of stuff they've done which wasn't in their manifesto. A fortune teller, a needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, a living dead man. That's him.
And mark my words, there will be a spill. He will not go for 3 years because he's so repulsive and disgusting.
Yeah. Something's going to happen there. Wow. All right. So we started off with a bit of Shakespeare, folks. Let's just say hello. Oh yes, here we are. Patricia says, Trump put tariffs into action in his previous admin. Yes, he did, and that's also part of the cost of living. Kelly says Labour Party loses its mind. Something's gone weird there. And Intrepid Viewer says, I'm stocking up on goods from Trader Joe's just in case. You know what? That's not too bad an idea, actually, because these tariffs, they tend to kick in once the stock runs out. Absolutely. So we're not saying fill up your whole house with tins of beans and stuff, but it might be worthwhile just getting in some goods while you can, while it's still relatively cheap. All right, so there's that. This one here is not a question, but it is a question, but it's just another clarification. So just indulge me, folks, as I read this out, and I'll do a quick explanation, then we'll get on to the next one. So Jill Daltony, I think that's the word, says, is it true, according to Vedic astrology, that Pluto doesn't enter Aquarius for another 17 years? Yes. When I Google the question asking about Pluto in Aquarius, according to Vedic astrology, it tells me that the shift is happening today. No, it's already happened. I'm confused. Could you please clear this up? Thank you. So thanks for asking your question. So Pluto entered sidereal Capricorn, on January 1st, 2021. So when big planets change signs, they're very declamatory. There's always some big event on Earth. So when they're leaving a sign and when they enter a new one. So of course, Pluto entering sidereal Capricorn January 1st, 2021. What happened 5 days later? Right, January 6th. To give you an example of where Pluto was before, Pluto was in sidereal Sagittarius before, which deals with religion, spirituality, stuff like that. When he was in the tail end of Sagittarius, Notre Dame burnt down. So it kind of works like that. But thanks for the question. No, he's in sidereal Capricorn for a while. Lots of transformations to come. Right. Question number 3. So Manuela Alcidas, and here we are. This is a kind of Putin-esque question. So hello, Hogian ladies. My question for today would be, will there be a nuclear escalation between Russia and Germany? Because Putin mentioned if we would allow certain missiles, then it's a direct threat to him. I want peace for us and everyone else. Second question is, will there be a person like Gorbachev who signed a peace document with Germany once? Thank you from Munich. Much love, Manuela. So I think, shall we just see, do you want to read on like the Gorbachev aspect? Will there be a Gorbachev type character to bring peace?
No, because there isn't one now.
Yeah.
That was a different era. So I think the question is, will Putin go nuclear in any capacity, really? And is Germany involved? Yeah,
let's see. Will Putinska go nuclear? And ladies, what's your opinions in terms of with the permissions that Zelensky was given to shoot inside Russian territory? How do you feel about that and what's happened since?
Well, maybe we could combine that and look at the state of what's going on. Yeah. With the nuclear.
Yes, I think what we could do it. Oh, let me think. I think let's read on if Putin will go nuclear, and then maybe we could do a 1-card pull on a variation in that question. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So will Putin go nuclear? Because we need our full spreads for this, don't we? Complex question.
Yeah.
Will Putin go nuclear? And hopefully we don't have things like the Tower, or we don't want drama cards.
Will I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm using the Japaridze deck, which is a gorgeous deck, but quite hard to read. Okay. All right, now here's Putin in this context as the page of it. If you see, he's got fire coming out of his fingertips. Yeah. Okay. The war itself is grinding on. So something's got to give somewhere. The problem is, I think Putin's in two minds about this. It's almost, I think the pressure of the last few years, like what he thought would be a 3-week incursion and stuff has turned into a 3-year war. I think he's freaked out, and he fluctuates between this, I am a master of the universe, I am powerful, I can do a scorched earth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the other part of him that feels tired and sick and over it. But this is also the card of unfinished business. It's hard to see on this camera. This would indicate to me, look at this card with the sort of snorkel thing. It might not be nuclear, but it could be some other chemical weapon. There's no one short of them. The UK stockpiled them for years. Everyone's stockpiled them in the US. And they didn't get rid of them when they had the chance. So it could be another chemical weapon. But I think Putin's lost it. I hadn't thought this before. On some level, he's fiddling while Russia and Ukraine burn. Look at this.
Fascinating.
Literally fiddling while it all goes.
All right. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, he's feeling that he's, struggling, pushing through.
Yeah, me too.
He sees himself, of course, as the government. So the energy into it, he's being isolated and alone and looking deeper, and knows that this would cause a lot of deaths. And so that would...
Wow.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Would instigate the challenge of this going forward to becoming a great big burden and seen as an absolute abuse.
Oh, enough.
Oh,
enough.
78 cards in a deck, folks.
And we have to stay reading.
What you've just seen, guys, is equivalent of a mini miracle.
Yeah.
That is, it should be impossible. That should be I can't even begin to calculate what the odds are of that. Sorry, Lady G, have you finished your reading?
Have you finished with Hogarth's reading?
I mean, talk about it.
I love
that
it.
Is
I love
extraordinary. You literally picked all the cards. But anyway, I'm still going to put my 2 cents worth in there, even though it's just, that was a mini miracle, everyone. Make a note of that one, guys. What's today's date? It's the 24th of the 11th, 2024. and almost midnight in the UK. Extraordinary. All right, so here we are. Yeah, I concur. I think again, going with what the ladies are saying, I think Putin is a bit more tired than we realize. I think he's exhausted. He's feeling incredibly embattled. And look, there's only so long you can keep on doing these things. They have
at that level of intensity.
This level of stress constantly. So, and of course, it means he's fighting his own internal battles, particularly as well, where I see the Hierophant for me turning up in what I consider the obstacle position. It's the stakes are so high because I think these are the challenges to his authority behind the scenes. This is what I strongly suspect, and I think this is why he's getting in the people from North Korea and stuff like that, because obviously the manpower is down, and he has to maintain this sense of authority not only at home but also on the global stage as well. However, look, I mean, you're seeing the same cards again. It's just extraordinary. But he is reflecting. Because this is the card of reflection, deep introspection, trying to game this out. I think the recent escalation for me is an unfortunate one. I've got quite strong opinions about it, and it's probably in my best interest to probably keep those to myself. But I do think with the recent escalation, I don't think it's actually helped anything, because the truth is, I think it won't be ideal, but he is looking for a deal because he's tired. Yeah. He's tired. Everyone's tired.
He's very tired.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. But he has to. Oh, I've got to cover the boobies. He has to wave the saber. He has to rattle the saber. He has to look like he's got the upper hand and that he's moving forward and stuff like that. And of course, if we look here, then we get the classic card that we interpret as what? The abuse of power. Yeah. So he's got to maintain the intimidation, the threat, of course, until his friend is inaugurated. Basically, that's how I'm interpreting that. But your thoughts on that, lady, and on that miracle that has just happened?
Yeah. That is hilarious. And you guys should buy a joint lottery ticket, one in each country.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. Like Lady G pulled every card that I had. That's never happened before, and it will probably never happen again. That was a mini miracle. Right. Okay. So there's that. Let's go to question number 4. And ladies, would you mind?
Sorry. What, Lady G?
I said there's no time and space, Hoagie.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And it just proves it. We're thousands of miles apart, and you picked every card that I had. Extraordinary. And ladies, if you wouldn't mind rummaging your eyes through the chat as well, just to see what people are saying, and then I can click on them. So where are we? So we're going question number 4. Actually, this is very pertinent, actually. So Cheryl Renee has just asked, in 2020, I pegged Tulsi Gabbard as a Putin puppet, she says. Now that she is being nominated for all things Director of National Intelligence, I feel as though Putin is literally trolling us. The question is Tulsi Gabbard Putin's puppet? And we got to ask the bard as well. But yes, is she a puppet of Putin, Tulsi Gabbard?
Yes. Strange woman, because if you just watch 5 minutes of what she says, you can be really impressed. She's very lucid, and she seems to be talking big picture stuff. And when I first saw her, she appeared critical of the US, but in a sensible, grown-up way, things that should be looked at, etc. And then it just kept going and going. It's really weird. Very.
Do you want one card on this, or do you want to do a full?
Oh, let's do a full one, because we need to get to know her. I think I want to find out. I want to see what emerges out of your cards, because I don't know her very well.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard, and then we'll see what the bard thinks.
Yeah, but if you listen to 5 minutes, you'd think, what are people worried about?
Yeah.
Very grown up, very sensible. And then it just goes into weird land after that.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Those are the ones you really got to keep your eye on. Those ones.
Yeah.
They're very persuasive. Is she an agent of Russia? And of course, if we get the 7 of Swords coming up, or those Russia-esque cards, or if I get the Empress, then that's almost a certain nailed on yes. But let's have a look. Oh, interesting. Who's ready to go? Lady G, are you ready or Lena? Go for it, Lena.
Yeah, these cards. Goodness me. So it kicks off out of the blocks. Now, admittedly, I'm coming from a position of being suspicious about Tulsi Gabbard. You know, I'm not going in completely cold. But these first 2 cards, she's walking away from American values. This is my card for the best of America. Bring me your huddled masses, you know, all of that. She's walking away from that. She's a very convincing speaker, as I just mentioned. She sounds really reasonable. Very don't. But here's the thing. The world is concerned about Tulsi Gabbard. They're going, what's she going to bring to the table? What does she really represent? Who is she really
working
as a person? And she will bring into internal conflict to the administration with what she does with this.
Wow, fascinating. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, we have going into it is the cup is overflowing when it comes to what she's hanging on to, what she's got in her lap. With the energy coming in is what she's being given. Yeah, here we go again. And now there is judgment on the table about her. The challenge is who's actually in control of it.
Yes.
And the outcome is dark. You know, the dark thing that they've got going. Underneath of it all is the Republicans that are on what?
Oh, look.
That's our little Russian friend here. Yeah.
I had a feeling cards like that would come up.
Yeah.
It's just, gosh, right. Okay, I'm just going to dive in. But first, before I start, let me just read out a few little reactions as well. So someone here is saying, Curtis is saying, a blue dot in a red state here. I swing. Oh, Lena, sorry, can barely see your eyes. Sorry. I swing between paralyzed with fear and fierce determination to resist. Still not fully wrapped my head around the fact that the Yeti is heading back to the White House. There's that one there. And then Christopher Guala says the bard is always brutal. Yes. And then Tartan Spice says tariffs hurt the poor in the US. This is true. The Dollar Tree, a low-priced food and goods chain of stores, imports 99% of all its products from China. IKEA, despite being a Swedish company, has China-made products as well. So it's tariffs are
everywhere in the supply chain and products.
Exactly. It's essentially a tax on consumers. So Dr. Laurent said China will pay the tariffs, the world will pay the tariffs. No, the importer pays the tariff. And essentially the importer then has to basically increase the price of their goods to reflect that actual tariff. And then what happens is everyone else puts their prices up to match the new value of those goods. So a tariff is always a tax on the consumer, which is why they should only ever be used sparingly and in very, very specific scenarios. There's something called the chicken wars and something like that I was learning about. But anyway, they're just not a good idea, and certainly not a blanket one. But maybe this might be so saber rattling from Dr. Laurent. We have to see. Right, Tulsi Gabbard, what did I get? Is she a Russian agent? Well, just in case we weren't sure, there we are. Yeah, 10 of Swords, stabbed in the back. This is her betrayal. Yeah,
Yeah.
her betrayal of the electorate, betrayal of America. Yeah, this is there's
Yeah.
only. It's not subtle. This card. It's very obvious
No.
what it means. That's pretty much a straight up there. If we look in the obstacle position or the clarifying position for her, oh look, she's probably got a bit of money. Yeah. The thing is, it's not even a lot of money. You know, it's not even a lot. Yeah. I mean, if it was like the Ace of Pentacles or you know, the King of Pentacles, then at least it would be worth it. You know, they probably got her for a few million, if that. Yeah, you know, literally that's her there. And you know, oh, here she is, the false knight. Yeah, riding out on her horse with her seductive message. Just like Lena says, she sounds plausible. She sounds sane. They're the most dangerous ones. Yeah, it's a seductive message that she's going to keep perpetrating, and this is why of course she's been employed, because she's very convincing and has got this voice that will seduce your ears. Yeah, but again, if we just look, Six of Pentacles, you know, the money just changing hands up and down, you know, but this is also as well the benefactor and the paupers here. So again, it's talking about that exchange. Yeah, the exchange. She's in good dialogue, shall we say, with Patinchka and his ilk. But the way she's going to present it, of course, is, you know, we always get this card for the GOP, isn't it? The 10 of Cups, which is this idealized fantasy of family. If you're a normal person and you get this card, this normally is very good. But when we're reading on politics, we know how many times has this showed up for the GOP, folks? I've lost track. So many times this shows up. So she's going to present. She's going to present things in a certain way. And who doesn't want peace? Everyone wants peace, but she's compromised. That's how it looks to me. She's compromised. Yeah, she's compromised. All right, let's see what the Bard. Shall we see what the Bard thinks of Tulsi Gabbard, and then we'll move on to the next. All right, so Lena, this is going to be you this time. So let's see what the Bard thinks of Tulsi Gabbard. You know the routine. Tell me when to stop.
And stop.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, okay. We've heard this one before, but maybe it's relevant for her. It says here, this is what the Bard thinks of Tulsi Gabbard. Thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art.
Yeah. Oh, ouch.
Ouch. Yeah. And then on the next page, it says, from Much Ado About Nothing, it said, scratching could not make it worse, such a face as yours. Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing. So, you know, the Bard is doesn't have a high opinion of Tulsi Gabbard. Let's just put it away. Ah, dear, these things. Are we ready for the next question, folks?
Yes, we're doing well.
All right, that was Tulsi Gabbard.
Through the questions.
Indeed. Question number 5. Let's get on to question number 5. Okay, look. This is an interesting one. This is a bit of a blast from the past, but I think it's worth a dabble. Slightly macabre, but I think it's worth a dabble. Anyway, let's see what you think, ladies. So this is coming from Feaster, and they ask, if Ivana was cremated, which she was, what was in the coffin at Trump National Golf Club, Bedminster? Shall we go back?
We did that at the time over and over.
True, we did, didn't we?
Often so heavy. There's something in it. Do you want to have another look? I didn't.
Shall we have a look? Just to see what the cards come up with now, with this benefit of distance of time. I mean, obviously the grave has been allowed to grow over. Oh, Lady G.
Should we do a one card?
Yes, let's do that.
Concise.
Yeah, let's do
what
one.
What was in the coffin?
What's in the
coffin? That was the strangest thing, the whole thing.
It's weird.
But she fell down the stairs on the maid's day off. You know, when she normally used what do you call the chairs that go up and down?
Stair lift. Chair lift. Wow. Apparently her friend was very worried about that staircase. I remember seeing a little documentary on that. The same could happen to Duck Larange, you know. I've said it before, but that Vance, if he could, that's where he could have Duck Larange. Anyway, one card. All right, we'll go.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. Right, Lena, how are you interpreting your card?
Well, how fascinating is the moon card in terms of this question? So, mysteries. All I can say is, regardless of what we think, whether it was full of gold or diamonds or Don Jr.'s stash, there's deeper things here.
There.
Could even be documents from the pre-Jack Smith days or something.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
And if we look at Lady G's question, I mean, look what the card she's got. How are you interpreting your card?
Well, yeah, it's something to do with the White House, and a non-disclosure agreement was ending just about that time. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then with my card here, look, we got the 10 of Wands, which means someone was feeling very burdened by the work. They put in a lot of effort to maybe, you know, make something disappear, because when we put it all together, you got the moon card, Lady G's got the White House, and I've got here someone straining with the effort. So yeah, maybe there is something to it. Maybe there is something in that case. Yeah, and the grave has been totally allowed to grow over, so it's just like, yeah, buried and gone almost, isn't it?
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, kind of macabre as well, though, isn't it? But yeah, the cards are suggesting there might be something to it. So, you know, a good question. Next one in from Nick. Nick Mink says, she says DeSatan, but, you know, DeSantis gets to pick. Now, can we have this clarified? Because this is total cold read for me. DeSantis gets to pick who replaces Marco Rubio in the Senate, Nick Mink says, with some now saying Gaetz could be his choice. So Gaetz stood down from the AG position. Lara Trump is another possibility. Oh, my God. Do cards show if either are in with a shot? Hopefully not, but hey, it's a strange world these days. Oh, really? All right. So is Matt Gaetz or even Lara Trump a possibility?
Well, we should separate them. Is Matt Gaetz going to get it?
Yeah, let's separate. Shall we? We could do a 3-card pull for each one of them.
Yeah.
So let's do one for Gaetz, and then let's do one for Lara, because we have to ask about her. All right, I'm going to go Gaetz first. Oh, I just had the hangman fall out. Maybe he won't go anywhere. Let's see.
Gaetz.
Right, Matt Gaetz. 3-card pull of Matt Gaetz. Rubio in the Senate. But didn't he just retire from the... Oh, no, Senate. No, he retired from the House, was it?
Yeah.
I can't keep up. Senate. All right. Matt Gaetz, Senate. And we're doing, what is it, a 1-card? Yeah, 1-card pull.
Oh, is it?
Or do you want to do a full reading?
No,
on both?
I'm happy. Just give me a second.
All right.
Okay. Got to shuffle then if we're doing a 1-card.
Yeah, we were doing 3 for each.
Oh, sorry, 3 for each. Yeah, sorry. Forgive me. Pardon.
And I'm glad I've still got them in my hand because
good. Yeah,
they're perfect.
3 cards on each.
Oh, you've. I'll go with the 3.
Can you remember what they don't worry, it will still work. It will still work, Lady G. Sorry, my fault.
The problem for Matt Gaetz is the GOP, and Hogarth just explained that before. It's our fake family GOP Happy Days card. The problem is they have walked away themselves from Matt Gaetz. They do not want Matt Gaetz in any capacity.
Yeah, even them.
Interesting. It so rarely happens. So he must be repulsive because they don't like him.
Exactly. Lady G, with your new shuffle, but I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, what I got from Matt Gaetz is, the wish card, what he's trying to sell, but it's a tower moment of judgment.
Oh, bliss.
No.
yeah, no. And just in case we weren't sure, what we do is, here's Matt Gaetz, trying to sneak around, get away with it. Yeah. But no one wants him. He's out in the cold. Yeah, this is literally being rejected by the church. He's not allowed in. Can you believe it? He's managed to even offend the sensibilities of the GOP, but he's just too toxic now. And again, in yet another act of synchronicity, I get the same card as Lady G. I think, look, judgment has spoken, quite literally, isn't it? You can literally take this card at face value. Judgment has spoken. I think the trumpet's been blown on him. This is astonishing synchronicity here. Let's read then on what is it? Lara Trump. Oh, I don't know much about her. Let me just say something.
You don't need to, darling. There's not a lot going on.
Okay. Indeed.
Thank you, Summerland Girl. That's kind.
Thank you so much. And then, Summerland Girl again, any revelation about the head of NATO at Mar-a-Lago? Really? Ooh.
Yeah, there was a visit.
And then Christopher, thank you so much as well for your donation.
Oh, you're always so generous, Christopher. Thanks.
So now we're reading on Lara Trump. 3 cards each for Lara Trump. Is she one of the birth children, or is she an in-law?
No, she's a wife of, I think it's Eric.
Eric, yeah, Eric's wife.
Right.
Fredo's wife.
Gosh.
Unlike Kimberly Guilfoyle, who I describe as the inflatable ex.
Oh, yeah, the inflatable. Yeah, she is like a blood doll, isn't she?
Oh, Lara. Oh, God. She's got a chance. It's unbelievable. But here she is with the false message, because she doesn't have 2 neurons to rub together. And so she just sprouts forth for Trump, which is why he likes her and lets her have this role. She's actually, I don't think this is so much her personal strength per se, but she's protected by him at this stage, head of the RNC. But here comes the judgment card.
How many times the judgment card out already?
I know. So I think she might go almost there and then it not happen. You know what I mean? Like,
could be like that. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I don't know. I got three major arcana. It's again another tower moment with America. What's being birthed with all of this, and
look at that
stage, etc. He may have her in a different position.
Yeah, I think he'll have her in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because, my cards are quite interesting as well. So just in case we weren't sure, particularly when we're dealing with, whenever we're talking about a Trump, there's always money involved. Ace of Pentacles. So from what I understand, she's managed to pretty much drain the coffers, hasn't she, of the RNC, so like a vampiric swarm, Lara and Daddy Trump have literally sunk their teeth into the RNC and bled the money out. But there you are. So she's there to help facilitate the cash flow. However, will it be smooth for her to be nominated? I'm not sure. We see there's conflict here. Maybe could it even be some people within the GOP, as much as they've held their nose and they've want Trump despite all of his whatevers, do they really want a family dynasty as well? I'm not sure. There could be a bit of pushback here. But then the outcome card is the King of Wands. So I'm going to go with Lady G. I think she may be offered some other position. It might not be this sweet one, but I think daddy-in-law is still gonna, you know, she's gonna be something to do with money, raking in, that kind of stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, well, that was actually her role. Let's be upfront. She was put in as the family member to collect all the GOP donations and funnel them into the family piggy bank. Now, Republicans would have known that. Prior to the election, they would have gone, oh, whatever. They can't be that happy with Lara because, as you say, she's drained their coffers.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we are. So we did that one. Okay, let's go to let's just also as well have a little okay, people well, my chat has frozen. If you see anything worth mentioning, so Laura's saying dried rice and beans. And let's see, alert.
In all seriousness, this is a time to everyone to form themselves into some sort of little cooperatives to buy food on, in bulk and save money wherever you can. Box of veggies, it can really make a difference. Even carpooling, sharing the car so you're not driving so much, different things to save money.
Yeah, look at here. So Shockwave 43 says, alert, Texas has purchased 1,400 acres for 45 concentration camp deportation units. It's out of control here in Texas. Prayers, please. Wow. Do you remember I was saying with the eclipse, do you remember I said X marks the spot? And I said something significant, particularly to do with the border, would happen in Texas. And I think this is... unfolding. Mike, what times we live in. This is just extraordinary.
And speaking of X, I'd encourage everyone to go on Blue Sky. I did it this week just as to get the numbers up. They're getting 1 million people a day. You don't have to go back on it again if you don't want to. It's just taking people from X. I wasn't a Twitter user. I'm not going to be a Blue Sky user, but making the point.
Yeah, making the point. Yeah, that's a very good point. And I just want to say as well, thank you to everyone joining us live right now. We're at 1,928.
Wow.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate the support. If you'd like to support us and the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell notification. And of course, feel free as well to subscribe to the ladies as well and their channels if you've not done so yet. All right, let's do question number 7. What's this here? This is an interesting one. Okay, so Cheryl Renee has asked this. She says, love you, Hoagie, Lena, and Lady G. Thank you. You guys rock. The question is, will Donald Trump be president of the United States of America in 2025? Hoagie, I know how you feel about this, but I'm only asking for confirmation, as every time I douse on this question, the rods always say no. And all I'm asking is to let the cards fall where they may and let spirit speak. Me and millions of my countrymen would appreciate you reading on this. Thanks so much. All right. Let's just read on it. My instinct is that he will, unless he's dead. I mean, that's the...
Yeah. And he's looking very ill. Have you seen images this week? He's looking decidedly weird.
Let's see. The only trouble is, though, folks, is that if Duck LaRange goes, if he exits Earth, exit stage left, then you get DeSantis.
What's his name? Oh God, I've got a complete blank. JD Vance.
Oh yeah, sorry, not JD, not DeSantis. Yeah. Sorry, God, where did that come from? JD Vance. Sorry, JD. Yeah, we're all having brain
Let's flip the question. Let's ask, will JD Vance become president?
Yes. There you go. There you go. And we should do a Shakespeare as well on JD Vance just to close as well, because I don't think we've done it yet.
Well, we're not going to read on this. I need to put my cards away for this one then.
Yeah.
Why?
You don't want to?
No, I already pulled my cards for the.
Oh, sorry. Well, you can tell us about Trump. That's fine.
Yeah, you tell us about Trump, and then Lena and I will, because I've not pulled my card yet.
Yeah, perfect.
There we are.
So the reading is about what's being juggled when it comes to going forward. What's going to happen going forward. The energy coming into it is just a lot of pain with it, mental things and investigations. They are looking into it. The challenge is where this is going forward due to the history, what they're going to find or not find. Underneath of it, we have holding on what's being built. There are secrets to be revealed and a loss.
Oh. And that feels right to me. You know, as you're saying it, it's just... So JD Vance, owing to a death or absence, he might become a major global player. However, no one likes JD Vance.
No one likes him.
That is a problem for the RNC. People do not like him.
Yeah.
Which would be good news for us on the other side. If the GOP don't like him, that'd be awesome.
Wow. Okay. So I pulled my Vance cards, and thank you, Lady G, for giving that extra insight there as well with Trump, with Duck L'Orange. All right, JD Vance. First card I get. Look at this. Hardly celebratory, isn't it? Like, so you get the loss, you get the defeat, and all of this stuff, the spilt cups. I think it's just the case of, I think JD Vance has probably been the most unpopular vice presidential pick ever. And it just can't even be disguised. Not even Duck L'Orange liked him, and he never liked him from the get-go.
And you don't ever see them together.
Never together. Never together. And Duck L'Orange just got him on to get the evangelicals on board and the support of the Project 2025, nutbaggery. So here, I think this is how JD Vance is actually feeling now, because remember, he wasn't invited to sit down and eat McDonald's, was he? With the others. No McDonald's for JD Vance. Oops. Yeah, out in the cold. Believe it or not, he's actually quite worried about this. Yeah. I think he's probably thinking now, I doubt it's like, oh my God, what have I done? I think it's like, oh goodness, this isn't going the way I planned. Yeah, it's not going the way he planned. I think he's been done like a kipper in classic Duck L'Orange fashion. Yeah? You were warned, douchebag. You were warned. Yeah. Anyway, so there he is. But here he is. He's still gonna try and hammer out a plan. He's still going to try and claw his way, to the presidency, put Vaseline on the stairs wherever he can, and maybe even slip something into Duck L'Orange's drink if he can. But it's going to be hard work for him. But as we know, you know how many times I've read on JD Vance and the devil card comes up? So many times. Like I said, he is dodgy. Not even Duck L'Orange trusts him, and he knows. That's why I think really JD Vance has been in the equivalent of being locked in the cupboard, and he's only going to be let out to sign key things and whatever. But these are his intentions. He's a very, very dark character. Let's not forget, he wrote the foreword to Project 2025. Totally. He is the one that wants to regulate women's periods and, take note of everything. And, nutbag. And then what we see here, the 5 of Wands. So the conflict within internal fighting. He's not popular. He is not desired. So I think it's just best if he's locked in the cupboard. So I'm going to say JD Vance being president in 2025. With those cards, I would say no. They're not joyful cards. But he may be president at some time. It could be maybe a few years, depends how long Duck L'Orange is around. But it doesn't look like 2025 to me. It's got dreadful cards.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, ladies?
No. Yeah. No.
No? All good. Shall we do a quick pull then? Let's see what the Bard says about JD Vance. We've not done the Bard for a while, and now he's come out 3 times today. So Lady G, it's you. And this is the Bard's opinion on JD Vance.
Stop.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh. This is from King Lear. This is from King Lear.
It's funny already.
So look at that. It says here, we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion. Isn't that interesting? That's very deep, isn't it? Think about it, I'll read it again, but when you think about the Vance journey, let's not forget he described Duck L'Orange as America's Hitler, and then he's licked the boots. As you see, so I'll read it again. We make guilty of our disasters, so our misfortunes, the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion. So what the Bard is saying is,
the astrology makes you do it.
Totally. I meant to be a nice person, but I had to be a bastard,
Right. In a way. So, but like the Bard is saying, like he's all of this is of his own making.
Yes.
He went there, and he can't blame anyone else except himself. He started off saying he was America's Hitler, then he went and licked the boots, quite literally licked the boots, and has now, found himself in a predicament. And then on the next page, this is from the Comedy of Errors, it says, one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel, pitiless and rough.
Oh, and that is also him.
That's also him. Yeah, it's also him. So
because he knows better. He has had a highbrow education. He knows better. He was a different person. Trey Crowder, the liberal redneck who I adore from Kentucky, he said JD Vance, this is 10 years ago or something, would come up to him at comedy gigs, and he said he was a nice guy in the sense he was on board with really basic stuff. So he's chosen to go.
But it's like he's saying to himself, I didn't have a choice. That's why the Bard is saying we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, the moon, and the stars. It's like he's not trying to take responsibility. It's like, I've got no choice. I had to, I had to go with Trump. But then the other page it says, but one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel, pitiless and rough. It's just naked ambition, guys. That's all it is. And he deserves everything he gets, the scoundrel. Anyway, I just want to say a thank you to Harriet for your kind donation. And thank you to Iris. It says, hello, beautiful souls. In the event that the elections were rigged and agencies found out what's going to happen with Republicans and stuff like that, we might have to leave that till next week now because we're already over. But thank you so much for your donation, and we will carry on where we left off. But ladies, the time has gone. It's gone in a flash. It's gone in a flash. And we got the Bard out 3 times. Incredible synchronicity with the cards. With that earlier miracle, that was just astonishing. But we will leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please don't as well forget to like and subscribe. Oh, and look, the little lady.
Perfect timing.
All right, wonderful. So we will see you next week, folks. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all soon. Big love, and catch you soon. All right, bye-bye for now. Let's see if I can end the show on time with the button.